Hey guys, Matt is here, and today I am hopping back into r/MaliciousCompliance for day number 17. Oh my goodness, we are 2 weeks away from the end of July, and I have found an interesting story. I am a fan of gaming, and there's a gaming store that I usually visit whenever I go to Ramirez Shopping Center called Super Retro. I'm not a person that buys anything there. I mostly am just going there for a nice chat. But this one is the not so friendly local gaming store. This one might be a long one, so let me set the stage before I get to the good part. Actors: me, Dan, distressed but good manager. At the time juggling kids, education and store management. Usually needed 30 hours per day to do all the things he promised he'll do. Oz, the stoner, the stoner, I say. The store owner. I mix store and owner together into stoner. A massive no-no. Background. At the time when this happened, I had been unemployed several years. So when the job center gave the go-ahead for the chance of a government-paid intern spot, why do you have the one tab? There's going to be stuff to read after the post. Oh no. What have I got myself into? At the local gaming store, I jumped on it with gusto with the hopes of one day working full-time with my hobby. Act 1, First Contact. Monday morning, and I was giddy as can be when I locked up my bike next to the gaming store. Head already filled with ideas about how this was the start of a long and glorious career working with my beloved hobby. Oz quickly greets me, dumps me over onboarding responsibility to Dan, and then promptly rushes out to catch a flight to a big board game convention in Germany. After a slightly confused welcome aboard spiel from Dan, he introduces me to the back area consisting of storage, a small office, and an even smaller kitchen. I am sorry for my bad reading. After the 5-set tours, Dan finds out that the store is out of intern shirts and the store owner hasn't put them on back order, so I'm given a company branded work shirt with a temporary handwritten badge that says intern pinned to the front pocket as a stopgap solution and told what's expected of me. This includes sweeping and dusting the store every morning, restock the shelves, assist customers, and if all those have been checked off, paint the store's supply of loner wargaming terrain. This will be important later on. Wait, you have to paint the store's supply of loner wargaming terrain? What the fuck? Act 2, the troubles begin. I love how this story is in acts. 1 week later, Oz, what do you think you are doing? That area is employees only. I look up from behind the counter where he's been helping Dan tally boxes of 100 plus mixed dice to see Oz march up to the counter, finger pointing square at me and looking like I just killed his pet hamster in front of him. I'm helping the manager tally these dice, so I said employees only. You are not an employee. Okay. Hey Dan, can I take these boxes over to the Magic the Gathering table and tally them there? No, you cannot. Those dice are to be kept behind the counter at all times. Not wanting to make a fuss and ruin my hopes of working with my hobby, I put the dice boxes back in order and step out from behind the counter. How about I restock the shelves with the new games we have in the back room? The back room is employees only as well. You can't be in there without supervision. I'm guessing you don't have time to supervise me while I get the things I need? No, I don't. I mean the guy setting up the web store, so I have better things to do than watch you haul boxes around. Dejected, I pick up a broom and decide to sweep the floor for the 5th time that day. The web store was, according to a conversation between Oz and Dan I overheard, going to be the come-all, end-all solution that would multiply the amount of customers for the store in no time flat. Oz had hired a guy part-time to set it up recently, so I scratched his behaviour up to stress and moved on with my day. Fast forward 3 days. You can't wear that. Those shirts are for employees only. Go change right this instant. I look up from scrubbing off a stubborn coffee ring from one of the tables reserved for the upcoming Magic the Gathering tournament later that day, and noticed that Oz was pointing at me and fuming with barely concealed anger. I was told by Dan to wear this so customers know I'm an intern. I don't care. Those shirts are for employees only, and you are not an employee. Go change. One quick shirt change later, and I am now using my regular short sleeve summer shirt with no sign of branding to differentiate me from a generic customer as work shirt. Act 3, the end. I've gotten a lot of complaints about you from customers lately. They say you aren't professional enough. I don't want you to handle customer service anymore. For the record, this is complete bullshit. I know somewhere where around 80% of all the people that shop at the gaming store from a local wargaming club, and no one has said anything about my behaviour at the store, either during or after this. Okay, so what do you want me to do instead? I don't know, find something to do. You know what's expected of you. Let's see, the store is clean and dusted, floors swept, can't restock shelves, can't handle customer service, can't loiter behind the counter to learn to register. What else is there? Oh right, painting terrain. Here's where the malicious compliance comes into play. I grabbed some boxes of dull, blue-grey terrain pieces and the big box of paint pots and sprays. Usually it would take about 45 minutes to paint each piece to what is referred as tabletop standard. A few quick coats of paint, a slather of wash to get depth, and a quick dry brushing to pop what details are there. But this won't do it all. This store needs to have the best painted terrain it can possibly have. Paints are prepared, reference photos, research at great length, and every minuscule piece of mold line scaled away like it is a front to nature itself. Now just the prep work for each piece runs up to 40 minutes without even the first layer of paint being applied yet. I carefully thin each layer of paint to nearly the consistency of pure water, and applying each layer with utmost care before letting each piece dry for 20 minutes before applying the next layer of ultra thin paint. Every single detail on the terrain pieces are given full competition winner treatment. This goes on for a week, customers or no customers. My days now consist of sweeping, dusting the store, then bring out the big box of terrain and paints, paying 2 or 3 terrain pieces for 7 hours, then clock out and go home. All the while Dan is overworked to the point of near nervous breakdown, and Oz is ranting about customers being neglected and that nothing is getting done without him. Fast forward a day or so, and by lunchtime I have finished up a statue terrain piece that now looks like it could step off the board by itself. That won't do. Redo that statue. Why? It doesn't match the style of the other pieces. You never said anything about what quality you wanted the terrain pieces painted in, so I figured I'd do my best. I don't care. Either redo it or to match or the rest, or get out. This is new. Oz hasn't complained about any of the other pieces that are painted in the same style. Well, enough is enough. Instead of my usual grin, I bear it and bear it. Stoicism. I get up, carefully put the paint pots back in order, and start putting away the terrain pieces. What are you doing? Putting back everything where it should be. I told you to repaint the statue, not put everything back. You told me to redo it or get out. I'm doing that. I quit. Fast forward to current day. Dan has quit working at the game store. The web store is a broken piece of crap that only barely does the minimum required, and the physical store was limping along on life support even before the pandemic hit. From what I heard from Dan, last time I spoke to him, a lot of wargamers stopped coming to the store to play because they thought the majority of the old terrain pieces looked like shit, and figured that they could do better themselves by pooling resources and setting up a gaming club. And the one thing from earlier, closest I could relate to in US terms. Essentially, the company agrees to give you work experience and the government-run job center pays you a small wage of the business taking the financial hit. As a GPR, you can only work certain hours and can't sub in for actual employees, but usually treated as employees in all other ways. At the end of the intern period, usually 3 to 6 months, it is seen as good form that the company hires you unless you did something monumentally bad and or stupid during the intern period. Okay, so it's a gaming... It wasn't really the gaming store that I was thinking it was. Like, Super Retro has old console games, mostly. They don't have the board games that much. Oh, they do have board games, but I don't think they hold competition stuff. Anyways, links to my main channel and my other channel will be in, or this channel will be in the description below, along with and also links to the playlist and last episode. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video comes out. A ding, a ding. I'm Mad Scientist out.